As monkeypox cases spread, report shows Gates Foundation, WHO, pharma executives took part in monkeypox pandemic simulation. You remember the Event 201 in October 2019, the Gates Foundation, the World Economic Forum, and the simulation of a coronavirus pandemic, which then weeks later was played for real, simulated for real. And a year before this monkeypox started to happen this month, another one was held, another simulation was held a year ago. And 1 week to the year later, you had the first monkeypox case alleged in Europe. The World Health Organization held an emergency meeting to discuss the outbreak of monkeypox after 100 cases were reported across 12 countries. Now, this monkeypox is like prevalent, it's said, in Central and West Africa, okay? But there doesn't seem to be, or there isn't, an obvious connection between these alleged cases and Africa. So where are they coming from? Oh, Australia's got one. Oh, America's got one. Oh, there's European countries got one. Well, where's it coming from? Britain's got one, or more than one now, it's claimed. Same play out as the COVID hoax. Days before the WHO convened, the Biden administration placed a $119 million order for monkeypox vaccines after the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention confirmed 6 people in the US were being monitored for the viral, not the virus, infection. And 1 person has tested positive. What did they test positive with? A PCR test, not testing for the virus. Talk about deja vu. So cases have been reported in Australia, Austria, Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Germany, Greece, Israel, Italy, the Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, and the UK. How did it get into all those places when it's basically not been there before? The number of identified cases in Europe is a record described by Germany's Armed Forces Medical Services as the largest and most widespread outbreak ever seen in Europe, while its spread in the UK was described as unprecedented. And the manner in which monkeypox may have spread through sexual health services and sexual contact between men also may have helped to heap attention on this new outbreak. And when you look at how this is supposed to be transmitted through contact, through respiratory tract particles, COVID, through the eyes, and through even contaminated clothing, you can see the potential for the usual restrictions being introduced to save us from monkeypox. First ever global monkeypox outbreak happens in exact week, within a week actually, it seems, predicted in biosecurity simulation a year before. Elite media outlets around the world are on red alert. Oh, how do you go on red alert? I mean, how do you do that? I want to go on red alert over the world's first ever global outbreak of monkeypox in mid-May 2022, just 1 year after an international biosecurity conference in Munich held a simulation of a global pandemic involving an unusual strain of monkeypox beginning in mid-May 2022. Twitter epidemiologists Jennifer Nuzzo and Bill Hanaig are on the scene, but still no word from them as to whether they see anything strange about the first ever global monkeypox outbreak occurring in mid-May 2022, a year after they acted as advisors on an international biosecurity simulation of a global monkeypox outbreak occurring in mid-May 2022. And the UK or US government rather is hot on the scene with an order of 13 million monkeypox vaccines from Bavarian Nordic. And so we're already starting. There's masks in some places being brought in. Oh, you're going to wear masks, save you from the monkeypox. And Belgium becomes the first country to introduce compulsory monkeypox quarantine. Anyone testing positive must isolate for 21 days, as 14 countries now confirm outbreaks, and doctors warn of significant rise in UK cases. Dr. Claire Dewsnap, president of the British Association for Sexual Health and HIV, never shown to exist, has also said the outbreak could have a massive impact on access to sexual health services in Britain. Not a word about Africa, where this is supposed to be prevalent. So the self-isolating for 3 weeks, which has been introduced by the Belgian health authorities, after 3 cases were recorded in the country, they claim, that's even longer isolation than the COVID. And we'll see where this goes. It may fade like Omicron through lack of interest, lack of taking it seriously, or they may kick on and have COVID Mark II. For sure, there's more of this stuff coming. Monkeypox being spread at raves is now a leading theory. Oh, really? The possibility that the monkeypox virus, it's always a virus. Have you noticed this? You know, the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research now the Rockefeller University was headed by Thomas Milton Rivers, director of that organization from 1937 to 1956. And he became known as the father of virology, and now, having established the whole virology thing in the modern context, the same Rockefellers are using their big pharma cartel, which they created via J.D. Rockefeller, the oil tycoon, and through their World Health Organization, which they established in 1948, and through their gopher, Bill Gates, who now runs the World Health Organization on their behalf. They are have not only created the whole idea of viruses in the modern context, they're now saying, or have for a long time said, and this is how you deal with them. So they've completely controlled the whole dynamic. So the possibility that the monkeypox virus has been spread at raves in Europe is now a leading theory. Our former World Health Organization chief has reportedly said it comes as confirmed monkeypox cases in the UK have doubled to 57 at the time of the writing of this anyway. So this gives you the excuse, if you follow it through, of more social distancing, more isolation, more lockdown, and so on. And we'll see, like I say, where it goes. Monkeypox is the hip new disease sweeping the globe, this article says, allegedly appearing almost simultaneously in over a dozen different countries on 4 different continents. As we wrote, the article says, in the early days of the COVID pandemic, the only thing spreading faster than the disease is fear. The media reported that the first UK case of monkeypox was on the 7th of May. Less than 2 weeks later, we're seeing some very familiar headlines. Just like that, Pandemic 2, monkeypox begins playing as all your favorite fear porn outlets. Sky News tells us that UK monkeypox cases have doubled from 10 to 20 at the time of the writing of this. The New Scientist has actually used the P word, asking, can monkeypox become a new pandemic? before answering, essentially, probably no, but also maybe yes. Keep their options open. Science warns that monkeypox outbreak questions intensify as cases soar. The Mirror has gone full paranoid already, headlining Russia looked into using monkeypox as biological weapon, claims ex-Soviet scientists, so there you go. To be clear, monkeypox, the article says, whatever that means in this context, is not a Russian bioweapon, it is not a Western bioweapon either, or a Chinese bioweapon. It's just another scare story. And a rushed, half-hearted one at that. And what's great are all these memes flying around the internet, just absolutely taking the Michael out of it. Making fun of it. The best way to dissolve this nonsense that we keep getting thrown at us is just to laugh. I mean, every time I see Bill Gates, I laugh. I laugh. The man's a moron. Oh, Mr. Gates, would you share your intellect with us? Impossible. You have to have one first. So, despite cases numbering barely in the dozens, the World Health Organization has called an emergency meeting, a strange thing to do when their annual assembly literally starts tomorrow at the time this was written. But I guess, the writer says, when you're launching your new product, you need to do everything you can to keep the hype going. And so it's monkeypox. It's monkeypox. New Yorkers have been told to mask up again after local patient tests positive with a test not testing for it. For same genus virus as monkeypox, CDC alert is issued, and WHO calls emergency meeting as after US probes 6 cases while Europe confirms 100. How do you probe cases? Do you get a stick? I mean, Oh, well, it's serious because Dr. Hillary's issued a warning. Oh, my God. I'm going to open my eyes and all the insanity is going to be gone. Nope, still there. Now, Dr. Hillary, for people around the world, and for people around the bend, I suppose, if they listen to Dr. Hillary, is a TV doctor with pharmaceutical connections. Dr. Hillary's warning over monkeypox outbreak as he shares 5 symptoms to look out for. Dr. Hilary Jones appeared on ITV's Good Morning Britain today to discuss the unprecedented, that's the kind of word that obviously is in the script, rise in monkeypox cases as he warned of the 5 symptoms to look out for amid the case rise. Dr. Hilary Jones has warned of an unprecedented outbreak in monkeypox. During the chat this morning, Dr. Hilary warned that while 20 cases doesn't sound a lot, but you know why, Dr. Hillary? Because it isn't. There appears to be an unprecedented outbreak in 11 countries around the world. So here's some of the symptoms. Oh no. Flu-like symptoms. Flu-like symptoms such as the fever. Right. So how do you tell if it's monkeypox or COVID that you have flu-like symptoms? How do you know it's not flu? Well, we use a PCR test that's not testing for it. Oh, a headache, yeah. Dr. Hilary Jones gives me a bloody headache, so I mean, I must have monkeypox. And a headache as well as other symptoms, including backache and joint and muscle pains. Now let's analyze this. Flu-like symptoms, such as fever, a headache, backache, joint and muscle pains. Now, let's start we'll be here for bloody days. Let's start listing the conditions in which they are symptoms. But this is how it works, you see. These are the symptoms. So You have a headache. Oh, what's the matter? Oh, I've got a bit of a headache, mate. You know, what's on telly tonight? Now, oh, I've got a headache. Oh, it's not monkeypox, is it? It's all psychological. He also noted a rash, which begins looking like chickenpox and ends up causing pustules, little boils, and scabs. There is a response there relating to Hillary Jones, but